Welcome back to another episode of Jacksonville Buzz's Buzzworthy Businesses. I'm Steve Strum. I'm sitting next to Chad Freeman from BrightHarbor LLC. Good to have you back, man.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be
here. I got to tell you, when you have some interviews, sometimes they're just like these really cool stories, and yours is one of those. Love to hear about it. I had opportunity to learn a little bit about you, before we took on the camera. You're an airline pilot.
Yeah.
And not like a little airline pilot, like the big airline pilots that go all over the planet. But now you are also an airline pilot still, but you are now in the real estate world. Mm-hmm. Talk to us a little bit about how does a pilot start buying houses?
Well, you get a lot of time off, first of all. So I'm third generation real estate and second generation airlines. So I knew even before college that I wanted to buy real estate. And part of it is for stability because airlines are really unstable.
Well, they do fly, and if they break down, you can't pull all over the side of the road. It doesn't work that way. But it's a very interesting story because as a professional, right, airline pilot, obviously you have doctors and lawyers and all the people in a professional universe. While you need to have a license certification, generally that comes with a very good income, and generally that comes with job prospects. Because if the one airline doesn't do something, you go to the other one, so on and so forth. But now you're still doing that part, which is great. But you're really doing a lot of work, not just in the real estate world, but really helping the community. So you go all the way from mobile home park all the way up to high rise and everything in between. So somebody goes, oh, what kind of real estate do you do? I mean, that's a pretty big bandwidth.
Yeah, we started some single family home stuff. I got into that, learned a lot, but my forte is really mobile home parks, and we have connections all over the place. So we kind of have an avenue for anything you want to do real estate, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. But there's a lot of overlap with the airlines, how it transfers with our risk management, our contingencies, and just how it translates into real estate. That you can apply a lot of the same principles, systems as well.
Well, I know there are a lot of folks that, like former military people, oftentimes when they start a business, whatever that business is, right? I grew up in the Army. My little brother's about your size. And I lost that arm wrestling contest the day he turned 16, and I never looked back since. But whenever you go in a military, there is a way to make a bet, and then there's a military way to make a bet, mm-hmm. Right? There's a way to iron a pair of pants. There's a military way to iron a pants. When you're responsible for hundreds of other people's lives over an ocean where it's you and not making me arrive with my family safely in another city or country around the world, there's not a whole lot of room for screw-ups because that's a very big responsibility that you have as a pilot. Mm-hmm. So what you're saying is you've taken some of those processes and procedures and applied them to the real estate universe. What kind of difference do you see that, whether it's for your investors, your fix and flips, the buy, holds, and rents? Like, what have you seen to be that differentiator that your customers have appreciated because of that preparedness?
I think the safety factor, because you said there's so much risk. There's very little room for error. Aviation's really fun, but it's very unforgiving. And if you apply those same risk management procedures in investing, then it keeps people safe. So you have that trust going in as airline pilot of keeping people safe, because that's really what we do. It's the safest mode of transportation. And then the other thing is, as long as I get there safely, everybody else gets there safely too. But when I'm investing with my own money, it's not as big of a deal to me as other people, just kind of like flying other people in the back. If I'm in an airplane by myself, maybe I would take, some more calculated risks such as aerobatics, not hot dogging, but in a calculated manner. And if I go to invest with other people's money, I'm extremely cautious about it. Because if I lose my own money, it's one thing, but if I'm doing that with somebody else's hard-earned money, I take that extremely seriously. Same way I do at work. When I have people in the back of my jet and I'm flying that thing, I'm serious about that and getting everybody there safely.
So as we take it away, so the customers that you would be looking at would be somebody who wants to get into real estate investing maybe for the first time, mm-hmm. or somebody who may know this kind of game already. So for that first time guy or girl that's like, ooh, I'm going to invest money that I would miss into real estate, right. What would that advice for that first time real estate investor, what would you say to him or her?
Just come learn. Talk to us, hear what we're saying, get educated, listen to podcasts. There's a ton of resources out there. Best lending practices is good to learn if you're looking to invest. Think like a bank. So just get educated and talk to other real estate professionals.
And then on the other side, for the old dogs that know how this game works, what would you say is your differentiator in the marketplace where they would want to consider you?
I think our reason for why has a lot of it. People have believed in us and our vision and invested with us accordingly because of what we see for the future and what we want to leave behind, more of a legacy rather than just I'm here to make money.
Gotcha. Well, I got one question left for you. It's an airline question,
All right.
And not that you'd ever do this with somebody in the plane, but can those big giant planes do a barrel roll?
Oh yeah, any
Really?
airplane in the sky.
Oh man,
can do
we
a
gotta,
roll.
we gotta go. Okay, we're gonna
Yeah.
talk to the producers. We're gonna have to do an on-site. I want to, I want the little wings too. I know I have this from when I was a little kid. So okay, and then let me just watch you do the barrel roll. It'd be fun to watch one of the big planes do it. But I know that we probably don't want to do that because that's a safety issue. But in all sincerity, though, I travel a lot on planes. I cannot tell you how every time I leave the plane, I make sure to thank you for making sure I get there safely because I know my family appreciates it, 50-50 on my wife appreciating that. Depends on if I'm in trouble. But then on the other side, in the real estate world, really helping making some sense for people, whether it's that first-time person or the person that just looking like, hey, how is this guy going to be value prop to me? Really appreciate you sharing some of your story, and thanks for coming back. And maybe we'll have you on the next time to talk about some next things that you have around the horizon.
Yeah, man, that'd be great. And I can get you wings.
Can I? Oh, right. So you heard it here. It's on the show. I get the wings. I'm taking them home. Be like, tell my wife I got the pilot's wings, and she'll laugh at me as I go to sleep on the couch again. But in all sincerity, really appreciate you coming in here. It was a really cool story. As cool as you are, we really can't do it without these people. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us on the Jacksonville Buzz. Come check him out on our website, which is thedailynewsnetwork.com. If you like the episode, share the episode, and remember to always live with gratitude.